Dad, pull over to that yard sale. They're selling a lamp worth $1,000 for 10 bucks, my son said, pointing out the window. I laughed. You're 9 years old. How could you know that? He immediately pulled out his phone and showed me the exact same lamp selling on eBay for $1,200. See, when I pulled over, he ran out to buy it and made $990. I was really impressed, and that's when he said something that shocked me. By the end of this year, I'm going to be making more money than you. I didn't know what he meant, and the next day, he showed me a printed list of 15 yard sales happening that morning. Dad, I organized this list so we could go to all of them. These things are a gold mine. I grabbed the list and saw he'd sorted them by zip code so we could hit them in the most efficient order. I knew he wasn't kidding, because around his waist was a bag that had a spiral notebook, a calculator, and a small magnifying glass. He was fully equipped to spend all day looking for items to resell at a higher price, and I wasn't going to be the one to tell him no. Let's get started. At the first sale, he walked past the furniture and went straight to a box of old dishes. He picked up a pink mixing bowl, flipped it upside down, ran his finger over a stamp on the bottom, and handed the woman $5. When she wasn't looking, he wrote down the profit in his notebook, paid $5 for the pink mixing bowl. It was worth $92. The profit was $87. The whole time I thought it was just some childhood hobby, but within a week, he'd sold every single item he found. My 9-year-old had turned $60 into $430, and this was just the beginning. The next weekend, he walked into a flea market room and saw a small oil painting leaning against a bookshelf. The price tag said $30. He turned it over. On the back was a sticker from a gallery in Boston and a number written in pencil. He looked extremely shocked, like it was the best thing he'd found so far. Dad, this is going to change our lives. Before I could ask what he meant, he walked up to the woman running the sale, held up the painting, and said, "This is really nice. Can I have it for $15? She looked at it for 2 seconds. $20, and it's yours. He paid her in cash from an envelope he'd started carrying specifically for this. When we were alone in the car, he handed me the painting and told me to look up the artist who painted it. I did. His paintings sold at real auction houses for between $4,000 and $6,000. Did you know how much it was worth when you offered her the money? He shrugged. I wasn't sure, but I had nothing to lose, because if I was wrong, I would lose 20 bucks. If I was right, I wouldn't. The next week, he took the painting to a real auction house. They confirmed it was authentic and bought it from him for $4,200. When the check arrived, he cashed it, came home, and set his notebook on the kitchen table between us. Dad, I told you I'd make more money than you by the end of the year. It's December. I did it. Then he flipped to the next page, which means we need to talk about quarterly taxes. You owe $1,400 to the IRS because the eBay account is in your name. I already did the math.